Brother Randy here. Wanted to do a quick video talking about something very important, and that is home and land security, trespassing, as well as how do you properly secure your land. Now, there's probably 10,000 videos out there with regards to, putting up trespassing signs, security cameras, things of that nature, and that is all good. But you want to be able to understand what the laws are, because there are no laws in the red. But in the green, there are still laws, and you can still be in a situation where there are people that are out there, that robbers, people that may want to do you harm, that may want to come on your property. So how do you go about defending that? And I'm going to talk about that very quickly. Now, the first things first is to know your state and local laws. Now, here in the state of Kentucky, there's a no trespassing law, basically, that if somebody if you see right behind me, now I have over 1,000-foot driveway, so to get to any of the structures on the land, you got to walk, and you just can't drive up one because, you see, I have a gate, okay? And so basically, what you have to do is you have to make sure that you have a no trespassing sign that is clearly posted on the property. Now, people around these parts, it's very rural in this area in Kentucky, and you're dealing with a situation where a lot of people, they keep their gates closed. So me personally, I always keep my gate closed, and I like to keep it locked so that nobody just can't drive up on the property. And even if the police show up, they know better not to come past that gate. They have to walk to the house and introduce themselves, or somebody, a utility guy, anybody like that. But any old Joe Schmo, they have to stop at the gate. If they're not authorized, or they are just showing up, it is illegal for them to step onto the property. Now, this is the actual right here property line. So when you come into the gate, you come in and there's a little driveway, and then you get to the gate entrance. That is the property line. So you have to have a no trespassing sign. So what happens if somebody ignores the trespassing sign that is clearly posted, right? And bypasses the gate, jumps the gate, or clips the fence and comes onto the property. Now, under Kentucky law, you have a right to tell them with your firearm in hand. So the law basically states that you can draw your weapon, because clearly you have a no trespassing sign. Your gate is closed, but more importantly, you have a no trespassing sign. You don't know that this person is coming, and they've come on your property. You at that point in time have a legal right under Kentucky state law to draw your firearm on them and calmly escort them off the property, okay? So once they get off the property, you can't do anything, or you can't aggress towards them, but you can draw your firearm on them, okay? Because they have clearly trespassed your property. They've clearly come on without your permission. So what happens if that person chooses to draw their firearm on you? So again, you have a no trespassing sign. They've come onto your property, right? And you have your weapon drawn on them. If they go for their weapon, you have a legal right to engage the enemy, because then at this point in time, they're trespassing on your property. They've gone for their weapon. And the beautiful thing about that is that you already have your weapon drawn and trained on them. So you have the drop on them automatically. You see how that works? So the idea is that you have a right to have your weapon drawn, and you don't have to even necessarily have it drawn on them, but you can have it in a ready position to ensure that they are walking and getting off your property. And at that point in time, you cannot engage them. But if you engage them on your property and they have a weapon drawn, or they draw their weapon on you, then you have a legal right to engage them. So you have to make sure that you understand the laws of your state regarding private property and what you can and cannot do. Because if you're in a situation and you got to draw your firearm, and then somebody else has a weapon and they draw theirs and you drop them, or they drop you, they're going to jail. Or you could be going to jail because you have, or if they don't have a weapon on them, you can't fire on a person that doesn't have a weapon on them. But only in a situation if they have their firearm drawn. So you want to be careful and ensure that you know what's going on. Now, me personally, I also have deer cameras. So if somebody comes on and off the property, it just takes a picture. So I know who's in the area. I know what cars is driving by. Now, again, this is a very rural, not a lot of traffic on these roads. It's funny, a car just now went by, but I know who the car is. It's funny how every single car that comes by here, they live in the area and they're just using this back road to come to and fro. But there are no street lights on this property, so it's pitch black out here during the nighttime. And in order to see, you got to have night vision goggles, or you got to have good night vision, or your lights on, or a flashlight or something, because you can't see. But be understanding of your local laws, because you never want to be in a situation where you have to draw your firearm and use it against somebody that's illegally on your property, and you end up on the wrong side of the law. Get this out to all Kentuckians. It's very important. Security on the property. Now, these are just some basics, that you can do. You can set up additional security cameras. You can set up barbed wires, this, that, and the third. But more so on the green, a closed gate and a no trespassing sign is pretty much good to make sure that you have covered your bases. And a lot of people out here, everybody, neighbors watch neighbors. There's not many in this neighborhood, but people see cars that's coming and going. It's a pretty open area in which, people, there's not a lot of neighbors. I mean, I can't see another house, but the idea is that people know what's going on in the area. So hopefully this was informative to you. Have a blessed day. Shalom.